ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಭಾರತದ ಇಸ್ರೇಲ್ನ ಕೌನ್ಸುಲೇಟ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ಟಾಮಿ ಬೆನ್-ಹೇಮ್ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ, ಇಸ್ರೇಲಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅವರನ್ನೇ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಬೆನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಜಾಯ್ನಿಂಗ್ us. It's been a pleasure to speaking to you. Very importantly, before going to a lot of details, I would like to ask you, because you might have a lot of first-hand information on the exactly what happened on the Israel. Can you please tell us what exactly happened yesterday? Can you brief us? Can you give the more details about that one?
Yes, we still don't know exactly what happened, but I can give you more details of this just horrific attack. The terrorist group, the Hamas terrorist group from the Gaza Strip, infiltrated Israel by sea, by land, and by air. And they targeted and went into towns, villages, and they targeted civilians. They went around towns with their weapons and tried to kill. They killed women, they killed children, they killed the elderly. They took them hostages and went back into Gaza. We have dozens of people who have been taken.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ನೋವಿತ್ತು. ಆಯುರ್ಬಲ ಎ ಕುಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಡೀ ದಿವಸ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ.
ಕೀಲು ನೋವುಗಳಿಗೆ, ಸಂಧಿವಾತಗಳಿಗೆ ಆಯುರ್ಬಲ ಎ ಪುಷ್ಟಿದಾಯಕ.
Hostage into Gaza, also, young women, children, disabled people. These, they came into our towns targeting civilians and just did a horrible attack with over 300 people killed that we know of at the moment. And it's not ending. At the moment, we know that Hamas is backed by Iran. And at the moment, the terror group Hezbollah from Lebanon, from the north, is firing rockets into Israel. So we're being attacked by rockets and physically by terrorists in the south. And now we're into a barrage of rockets from the north as well. So the situation is
one more
quite
question.
dire.
What might be the reason behind this one? Because what might be the reason behind this one? Because of late, Israel is also working on the peace, especially in the Middle East, with the neighboring countries as well. And what might be the triggering point on this one? What is the reason behind this one? Can you please tell us?
Yeah, it's a good question that you're asking. And, regrettably and very sadly, like we know in Israel, and I know that you know here in India, terrorists don't need a reason, don't need a trigger to attack. We can try and look at the, very good relationships that are being woven between Israel and many Gulf countries. And now these talks between, with Saudi Arabia. We can say that many things were a trigger. But I don't think that's the point, and I don't think there was one thing. Terrorists attack when they think they're ready and when they want to harm civilians, and then when they want to harm women and children, when they want to destroy the fibers of all innocent people and civilians, unarmed people. It's hard for us to imagine, and we think of war as maybe country to country or government and army, but these terrorists, they don't need a trigger. They don't need a reason.
Yes, there is the one more thing. Israel is always, when it comes to intelligence, they have a very good, they are very professionals, very good professionals. They have a, very good track record as well. What went wrong in this case? What do you think? Is there any intelligence failure, or what exactly how do you see this one?
At the moment, me, myself, I'm a diplomat, I'm not a professional. I definitely cannot explain. I am sure at some point we'll learn what happened and how it happened. But at the moment, we must get back to the over 300 people killed, over 1,800 people injured, many of them critical and serious, and most of all to the hostages being held by terrorists, and who knows what is being done to them in Gaza. This is what we must think of at the moment. You're right, questions will be asked later, but at the moment, the goal of the Israeli government, the goal of Israel, is to make sure the citizens and the people of Israel are safe, and to release the hostages that are being held by a terror group that who knows how their minds work. This is where we need to concentrate on. And the support, immense support we've been getting from people and position holders from India has been very heartwarming, and is helping us stay strong in the face of this heinous act.
Mrs. Sam, please tell us about the civilian. What is the situation of the civilians there? Of course, Israelis are really that the situations are really terrible. We are getting the very disturbing visual from the Israel. At the same time, there are a lot of people who are coming from the different countries, different parts of the world. They are also got stuck there. Now, what is the evacuation plan? Is there anything that you are working on there?
At the moment, both in the south of Israel and in the north of Israel, where we're experiencing rockets from Hezbollah, the best thing to do and what we're telling the civilians to do is stay indoors, stay in the protective areas. You know, most houses and apartment buildings in Israel have a shelter in place. Because there are rockets being fired, because not all the places have been secured yet, the best thing anybody can do, no matter where they're from, is try to shelter in place and be as safe as possible within their shelters, within their homes, within their apartments. We will see what to do. There are people. It's not just Israelis, of course. People live in Israel, work in Israel. We have a huge international student community from abroad, you know, from India, from other countries in South Asia. You know, at the moment, everybody will stay, and the next stage is when we can. We'll see how to, you know, get people who want to volunteer into Israel and get those who need to be taken out of Israel back to their homes.
One last question, Mr. Sam. There is, we know the Israel, we know the history of the Israel. Israel will not stop or will not sit quietly. Now, what will be the reaction? Already it has started. Can you tell us about the Operation Iron Swords? Can we expect that Israel will give a very strong message to the people and also to the terrorists who are doing the mischief with Israel?
Yeah, Israel has never, you know, we never said it in two ways. We're very clear. We'll do everything that we need to protect the citizens, to protect the civilians, to protect the country of Israel. We will take any measures and any steps necessary. And at the moment, we also have hostages. The terrorists took hostages with them, dozens of hostages. So, of course, this will be the main goal. There have been messages going out to the civilians in Gaza who are being used as human shields, not just now, but for the past few years by the terrorists who control Gaza. We've asked them if they can to leave Gaza. We've asked them if they can to shelter in place, to be careful.
Okay.
But Israel will do what it needs to do. And we've already hit a few of their command spots, of the terrorist Hamas command spots in Gaza and in the north of Israel, of Hezbollah.